Hi, welcome to The Dance in the Blood, a Trail of Cthulhu scenario by Graham Walmsley. I am the GM, Chris, and the scenario is set in England, the year 1935. The Great War ended 17 years ago, and the scars are starting to heal. And the storm that is coming in the next decade is yet to be felt by most people. Perhaps some people see it in the news and worry, but for the vast majority of people, just foreign affairs, geopolitics. And so, country relatively at peace. In the north of England, on the west coast, the area known as the Lake District rises up above the surrounding landscape. A substantial area, noted surprisingly enough for the lakes and its hills. A lot of walks to be undertaken. And currently it's a crofting country, a place of small towns and fairly distributed population. In the Lake District, there's a town called Keswick. On a rainy evening, 5 people have arrived at a hotel in Keswick. The hills rising up around it are shrouded by mist and rain. The trees sticking up into the mist like daggers. The town itself is quiet at the moment. The rain is keeping everyone indoors. And as evening draws in, the lights start to come on. And we look at the Blackstone Hotel in Keswick. The Blackstone Hotel was once a very grand building, but now the gold and red wallpaper has faded to ochre and pink. The carpets are worn, and a lot of the lights don't work. A lot of dark spaces, but still, it's warm and it's reasonably comfortable. And at 9:30 in the evening, everyone's eaten, and plenty of people in the bar. It's a weekday night, so it's not exactly busy, but there are a few people scattered around the place. A couple of dozen, maybe. It's a popular spot. Some people staying in the hotel, including the 5 characters played by these players. So I'll ask you to introduce yourselves, who your character is, and what you are doing in Keswick at this point. Starting with you, Bruce, please.
Hi, my name is Bruce. I am playing Dr. Michael Laws, and I'm simply spending a little bit of time away from my busy practice in London, so I've come to Keswick for a simple breakaway for the week in the natural countryside. Yeah, just wish to spend the week pleasantly,
Thank you.
enjoying the off the what the countryside has to offer, and maybe beer.
Thank you. Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm playing Rosa Parker. I am a very formidable lady in her, probably late 20s, but looks more like mid 30s. Um, just flat shoes, quite dowdy looking, quite plain. Definitely a spinster, which is borderline a criminal offence in the mid 30s by her age. Um, and But I'm an antiques dealer because actually I'm very sharp, very clever, and I'm here for an antiques fair, and mostly to buy. There's some good deals that I can haggle people down with, and but also maybe we've got a few bits and pieces maybe to sell, but not so much actually at the auction. But I know there'll be various other dealers here who might be interested in might have a customer for certain of my items, and I might be able to share the commission, at least sell something and move some of my stock on. But only if they treat me with the respect that is uh, due me and my position. I'm not very happy with some men who look down on me because I'm a woman who has a profession.
And what are you doing in the bar at 9:30?
Um, uh, well, I have 2 drinks in front of me. One is a nice cup of tea for after my meal, because that's the sort of thing that a proper lady should have. But I've also got a port and lemon because that's much more what I'm interested in drinking. And I'm sat there actually reading a couple of books with me. One appears to be a history book, of a sort of academic journal, and the other appears to be some old manuscript. And I'm sort of reading things in the manuscript, then looking things up in the history book, and we seem to be doing some research on something, moving between the two books.
Andy, I'm sorry, you're breaking up a bit there.
Oh, can you hear me?
Ellie.
Everyone's breaking up a bit for me.
Yeah, same here.
Can you hear me again now?
Okay. A bit better. Maybe a server problem, I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
That's
hear
better.
you. It's just that you're going in and
Okay,
out.
Yeah.
looks like it's fixed on my end.
Did you hear the last?
Okay, that was just a temporary glitch.
Yep.
No, we lost the last few sentences.
So basically, I'm sat in the bar. I've got two books with me. One's a history sort of textbook, and the other is some sort of manuscript or something. And I'm reading the manuscript and then looking things up in the history book, flicking between the two, while I have my drink my port and lemon and occasionally sip my tea.
Thank you. B.
My name is B. I'm playing Helen Long, a surrealist artist. She's currently come to Keswick because she was paid to be here. A client, an admirer of my my work, has paid for me to be in this lovely hotel to be amongst nothing for a few days to apparently inspire my creative juices. Clearly, the person doesn't know anything about the artistic process. I'm sure that I'll have a couple of very boring days here and eventually decide to go and visit my mother back in London again. Honestly, some people.
Thank you. And in the bar?
Why I'm in the bar, or what
Yep.
I'm doing in the bar. Oh,
Just, yep.
I think Helen is probably sitting at the bar, but in a corner, drinking something, whatever's the most unusual thing that she could find on the menu. She doesn't even know what's in it. She just picked out the things she didn't recognize. And
Really not that exciting a menu, but it's
yeah,
good, solid stuff. In terms of the drinks, Nigel the barman tried to provide you with something to keep you happy. Again, a favourite restricted stock, but some quite good whiskies.
So she sips away at the whiskey, kind of gives it an appraising, oh, not too bad, and people watches whilst itching to take out her notepad and charcoal, but keeping it just to people watching at the moment.
Okay, thank you. Nick.
I'm Nick. I'm playing Hillary Exeter, Viscount, socialite and dabbler, old boy. I'm in this bar because I have no bloody idea how I got here, really, actually. I was on a train to Glasgow, you see, with a couple of bottles of Moet. And then I got thrown off of a completely different train. And I think there was a taxi in there somewhere. Either way, this place has a bar, and I'm in it, old boy. I have whiskey neat, and I'll take the whole bottle, old bean. Thank you.
And finally, Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm playing James Jonsey Jones, a gentleman of the road with the most splendiferous of manner of speaking. He is currently in the Lake District on a tour of Wordsworth's poems, don't you know? I have to look at the actual landscape that the great poet once wrote about and see if I'm inspired by myself. I have currently walking between various parts of the Lake District. I just recently come from Kendal to Keswick, and quietly enjoying a very fine gin and tonic, very kindly given to me by the barmaid for some work that I have done for them earlier in the day. Unfortunately, I do not have such a fine accommodation as one of the rooms in the hostel, but I do have a nice warm bale of hay in the stables.
Very good. Thank you very much. Right. So you're all this for different reasons in the bar, mind your own business or not. And Bruce, you are sitting enjoying your drink and just sort of contemplating maybe departing for your room, or you think about going for a walk, but you can hear the rain. It's getting worse, honestly. Your lights are flickering as well, honestly. The place can't be in great condition.
What can wait until tomorrow? I should probably light up my pipe and contemplate tomorrow.
You sit back and, in the manner of bars everywhere, excuse me a second, just go to Blackstone Hotel. I just got that image to reflect the fact of where you are. In the manner of hotels everywhere, all these this sort of bar, yes, decorated with worn-out carpet, some stools around the bar itself, the tables and chairs, etc. And on the wall there's pictures of local dignitaries, pictures of local interesting places. And as you're lighting your pipe and sitting back, this picture just near you, it catches your eye. There's something a little bit off about it as you sit back.
Well, I've got nothing else to do but to contemplate it. I shall try and figure it out. It's a puzzle.
Take a look at the picture. It's a family picture showing a mother and a father and their 6 children standing in front of them. Pictures taken, it's quite old, in sepia toned, and what's odd about it is, you know how a family home has pictures of the kids? It always does. And you think about your family home and the pictures of you and your brother.
Yes.
And you got those pictures there in the house, and that's fairly much normal. It just occurs to you that one of the children in that picture really looks like you. It really looks like the youngest picture that you've seen of yourself in your family home.
How far away is this picture?
Well, not too far. I assume you've got up to look at it.
Well, I was about to say it's a little unusual. I would probably be a little bit curious. I'd put down my paper or whatever I happen to be reading and my pint and wander over there.
Yeah,
My
it's
pipe
only about it's so big. It's not a particularly big
Yeah.
picture. It's
I'll take a closer look. Do I recognise anybody else or the location?
I'm having a look at it. No, the
Yeah.
location is in front of a rural house of some sort. But you see yourself, and actually you see standing next to you a slightly larger child, which looks like the youngest picture that you've seen of Jeffrey.
Well, how curious.
You're just contemplating this when Rosa, you're walking past and you see this man. You've never he's staring at this picture, and as you have a similar experience as you look at this. As you look at it, you see one of the little girls in the picture looks just like you do in the picture of you, the youngest picture of you in your family home.
Well, I shall move up sort of beside the man staring at the picture, and I'm quite a large lady, very buxom, sort of crossed arms, raising things up, and ooh, God, sorry, out of character. What an odd looking, what an odd looking bunch of people.
It's the children of the corn.
Terrifyingly, which one am I? Am I the one in the dress with the very strange face?
Yeah, the picture looks a little bit distorted, but yeah.
Well, anyway, so I shall sort of stand up next to this man and look at it, and
as you're taking a look, okay, the picture is, as I say, it's the picture more or less as you see, perhaps not quite so scary looking, and you are the third one from the right, so the middle two are the one on the right, well, I say, that child looks remarkably like you, and as you're looking, it's got names at the bottom. It's got Jack and Victoria Waring, and then 6 names of the children. And yeah, Rosa Waring is the fourth one across. And similarly, Bruce, Michael Waring is the one on the extreme left.
Damned peculiar. I
shall
say
look-
out loud.
It is very odd. Very odd. Very odd indeed.
I would swear that that boy there looked just like me when I was that age.
I shall turn and
Uh,
look at the man that's standing next to me, and then look back at him. Look at the photo. Can I see any family resemblance there?
You have what, to the child? You mean?
Yeah. Can I see?
Doesn't look
Does
like
he?
me,
Does it look
I-
like
I
a
just
younger
making
version
it
of the
up.
man standing next to me?
Well, the child's only about 6 years old, so it's a bit difficult to tell, but yeah, could
Okay.
be. Could
Okay.
be.
How very peculiar.
And as you're pondering this,
Very strange.
sort of people looking at this this picture, some other people do, sort of people walking past on their way to their rooms or peer at it, and most people just walk on. But Helen, you're heading out on the way past. You see these two staring at this picture on the wall, looking slightly puzzled, and so you. Artist, you can take a look at a picture maybe, and you peer at it, and oh well, yeah, the one on the right, the child on the right, looks just like you as a child.
Have I overheard part of their conversation?
I was
Not
talking
really,
very
no.
loudly.
Yes, you did hear. If
I am
it's
quite
Rosa talking
loud.
loudly- If it's Rosa talking loudly, then yes, you did hear, and that would imply that Hillary and James and Jonesy, you've also had some shouting. So you might people come and take to see what's going on.
Mm.
And but you all essentially, each of you sees one of those children looks just like the youngest picture of you in your family home.
But I shall say to the man next to me who said that he looked like the boy on the right, I shall say I look like that girl, the third from the, sorry, you were first on the left, weren't you? Sorry, the girl third from the right, that looks exactly like I did as a child, and also my name is Rosa, and it says Rosa underneath. I sound indignant, by the way, just to be clear.
Does the name Helen appear under the
Yes,
child's?
it does. And Jonesy and Hillary, when you see the commotion and are perhaps drawn to this, Hillary and James are the name of the two remaining children.
I say.
That is quite peculiar.
You took the words right out of my mouth, sir. Cheers! And hold up the glass of gin tea.
I kind of give you a look like, the lower classes.
This has to be a trick of the hotel staff, I imagine. I try and take the picture off the wall to look behind it.
Sorry, take the picture off the wall. It's
Yeah, I want to turn it over.
okay.
was just
Nigel,
thinking the
the
same thing.
barman.
It's quite the trick if they manage to pull it off, seeing as I just got in and I didn't even know I was going to be here tonight.
Hey, hold on. That didn't work.
Okay, I'm sorry.
A
Does the
man's come up.
A man
yeah.
appears.
The
Yeah.
bartender from the Twilight Zone.
Well,
He's just a smooth talking bastard.
he's a barman. He's been standing behind the bar. He's serving out drinks, etc. But he looks slightly irritated whenever anyone comes across and asks him for a drink or something. He seems to be sitting down behind the bar trying to read his book, but people keep disturbing him by asking him for drinks. The commotion aside, he does sort of pays attention, then seems to roll his eyes and looks back to his book again.
What he's paying attention to? What
His book.
does he seem to work here?
That
Did you
chap, yes,
say?
that's Nigel, the barman.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. And I kind of come over to him with the picture.
You're not
I'm
supposed to take those off the
following.
wall, you know.
I'm following.
Yeah. This is a rather strange photograph. Who did this? who made this? This is brilliant work, but it's ridiculous, really.
What's ridiculous? You're not supposed to take those things off the wall, you know. He shakes his head in a slightly
Who are the
exasperated
Waring
fashion, and
family?
eyes up. Cast his eyes across to the pale rectangle that you've left on the wall where you've taken away the picture. The behind the picture is slightly brighter.
Who are the Waring family?
Sec.
Well,
Sorry.
apparently us, if you were to believe this picture,
Also,
doesn't
sorry,
make any sense.
Chris.
He shrugs his shoulder and says, "I don't know."
I've got to assess honesty as an interpersonal thing. Is he being
Okay.
honest?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's being slightly. He mournfully eyes his book as he realises that he's going to have to answer some more questions.
Did it have a year written on it? Did it say the Waring family, or did it have a year?
It says Jack and Victoria Waring. I don't think it has a year on it. No.
Okay.
I want to study this photo. I have a skill in photography, and I don't know if there's like what Helen's looking for is some kind of camera trickery during like the some people can do in the black room stage.
Okay.
So,
You're peering at the picture quite closely. You can't see any sign of any trickery on it.
must have been done if it is a trick.
Well, if this is a joke, it's done in poor taste, and if it's a coincidence,
It's
unbelievable.
I have
hold on.
architecture.
Can I just okay?
Yep,
Go
yep,
on. Go on.
yep. Oh no, I was just going to ask about the house in the background.
It looks to you. You got architecture. It looks to you like it's a local building. It's made of the kind of stone that you'd find in Lake District. Style is definitely consistent with a rural farmhouse or something like that from around here somewhere.
Okay.
Did you about to say something else, Chris? Did you need to say something else?
Helen. It occurs to you that that then often a photographer or photographer studio would put some sort of mark on the back of the picture.
I start to sort of push back the pins on the back of the photo, the frame, and open it up to access the photo.
Nigel says, "What are you doing?"
I shall intercept Nigel
What they did.
and order some more drinks.
Okay, right. You order some drinks then.
I think we should discuss this. This is very interesting. What can I get you to drink?
Oh,
Maybe it's a game.
gin and tonic for me, please, my dear lady. I'm most thankful for you.
Anyone
I
else?
seem to be the only one drinking, so it would just be me and you then.
No, I have a bottle. I have a whole bottle. Like I don't need a drink bought for me.
Okay.
I'll have a pint
Don't
of
worry,
wine,
I'm
please.
covered.
A pint of mild, a gin and tonic, and for you. And I look at the photo and then at the name, and go, Helen.
I look to you. The dark and stormy thing they had on the menu. The last one down.
Are you sure? Okay, you're a braver woman than I. But I should get myself another port and lemon. But basically, I'm just trying to sort of distract the barman and occupy him while Helen goes about what she's doing.
Okay. All right. You you get him off out of the way by ordering quite a generous round of drinks, and Helen, you pop the clips on the back of it and get the photograph out. On the back of the photograph, yes, there is not much in the photo itself, but on the back it has a signature. It has location Mainstay.
Can you put that in the chat so I can see how it's spelled? Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, it's in the
So location.
location, and yes, it's just entitled "The Waring Family."
So the signature is location Mainstay, or it's saying the location is Mainstay.
No, there's a signature. There is
And
a
then
name of the town, name Mainstay, and the Waring family. The Waring family, Mainstay. It implies the location is.
is the signature recognizable at all? Like, can we make out if the name? Some signatures are really illegible, but is this
Mm,
one something that we can recognize?
You can make out that it's something Johnson.
Something Johnson.
You think
Okay.
Johnson or Johnston or Jameson,
Something along those
something
lines.
like that.
James. Yeah. I say that out loud. I sort of like Johnson, Jameston. Apparently this place Mainstay. And I'm showing it to anybody else that's standing around me.
Well, like I say, other patrons in the place are sort of interested in the commotion, but they don't see what the big deal is. Just an old picture.
Yeah, I think I'm aiming it more towards the people that have taken an interest and identified themselves in this picture.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Looking around the room, is this the sort of place that has a map of the local area as a picture on the wall?
Very likely that it does. Yeah.
Can I try and find one?
I'm gonna say yes because that sounds absolutely the sort of thing they would have in the
Right.
Blackstone Hotel. I think.
I shall go and study the. Actually, no. That's really annoying, Nigel. I shall pick the painting up off the wall and take it back to our table.
At this point, he just gives up, shakes himself, and goes, "City folk, honestly. Just careful you don't damage that."
Of course we wouldn't.
Right, and then I'm going to sit and study it and see if I can find Mainstay anywhere on there.
Right, I've just shown you a map. Please note this map is a 2024 map of the area. The area of Derwent Water, you will see Keswick at the top. So note, since this is a 2024 map, in 1935, you can assume that the built-up areas, though present, are much, much smaller, particularly Keswick. And it is generally rougher and wilder than it appears here. Additionally, the roads are considerably smaller if they're present at all. But it gives you the relevant locations.
Right.
Mainstay Park and Mainstay are in the bottom left.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Past.
I will point to them with the stem of my pipe. There we are.
Ah, well spotted. I had failed to see that. What? You can't zoom in on this map, can you? There's no.
Yeah,
If
there's
you
little
You just get it
expand-
closer
box
to your
bottom.
face, Andy. You just get your character takes it closer to their face.
Bottom right hand corner, there's a couple of arrows you can drag, and then that will expand the box, and then it gives you a scrolling bar.
That should. Not.
But not a zoom in.
Oh,
yeah, there's
yeah.
a zoom
You
in.
can sort of effectively zoom in.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
A little
We
bit.
know what we're talking about. Sometimes.
Not much.
Shut up, Tom.
Is my auction tomorrow?
Couple of days.
In a couple of days' time.
It will
Okay.
last a couple of days.
It will last a couple of days. Okay.
More afternoon, let's say.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't know about you, but I'm rather intrigued by it. I did think that this trip was going to be entirely boresome.
I quite agree.
Chris, what's the scale on this map, just out of interest?
Derwent Water's about 3 miles, top to bottom, so north to south. So that gives it's not a huge distance.
That's a reasonable walk.
Or we. I shall go and speak to Nigel the barman. Does he have? Do you have a bus timetable by any chance?
The timetable's on the stop.
I shall be back shortly. And I shall then go out to the bus stop and note down the bus times and see if there's any that will take us to Mainstay Park and Mainstay.
Right, Mainstay Park doesn't exist at this point.
Okay.
This area is just marked as rough ground.
Okay.
Chris.
The village of Mainstay is present, obviously, but yeah.
And is it reachable? Is there a bus that will take us there, or
It seems, highly likely that there would be. Yes, there's a bus there. So just to think it through, yeah.
okay? Yep.
Has anyone who drove? Did anyone drive, or are you all? I can't remember.
I rode a
Okay,
taxi,
yeah.
old boy.
Or a taxi. So you could hire a
Longshanks
taxi.
pony.
Most-
Longshanks pony. The
Longshanks
best setup.
pony.
I've
So, right,
assumed
so
I've come by
taxis.
train.
Yeah, okay. Taxis or buses would seem to be the way to go for the time being in that case.
Well, that's not an
Can
unpleasant
I?
walk.
I've got an ability of photography as well as art. Can one of my equipments be a camera?
Absolutely, yes. You can assume.
Like a little...
Basically, you can generally assume that any skill that you have, any of the skills you've got, you have got what is required to carry out that skill in a standard manner. So if you've got photography, then yes, you can assume you've got a camera. Similarly, for your art skill, you can assume that you've got whatever you think your character uses as their medium.
I want, as everybody's talking about sort of walking or navigating themselves towards Mainstay, I wanted to snap a picture of the photo, and then individually each of the people that are with like supposedly in this group.
Okay.
I'm just taking a picture subtly of as they're talking and things like that.
Luckily, it doesn't work with 1935 cameras. This is not like.
I mean, it's just a click, but yes,
Yes,
they can
but it's
hear
a pretty
the click,
substantial.
Sure,
As soon as I find out that you're
shouldn't be
like, as soon as I see that you're taking pictures of everyone,
It's folded.
I'll be like, I'll like pose a bit and be like, make sure you get my good side.
Well, stand closer to the light then.
I shift. Oh, of course.
Yeah, trying to add some weird lighting in there. But yeah, I just wanted to note that, and I'm just again watching these people with interest.
Okay.
Are we going then? Should we go to this place? Perhaps this is a game, or maybe it's some kind of collective insanity that's overtaken us. We should go and find out.
I have some
Probably best
time
done
in the morning.
I
You
have
seem
nothing
very
but
excited about this whole thing.
Okay.
I came to the middle of nowhere, and now something's happening. I'm quite excited.
Okay.
Takes all kinds, I suppose.
Well, the first bus is at 8:30 tomorrow morning. So may I suggest hearty breakfast, and let's be ready at the in reception at 8:00.
If somebody could spot me for the bus fare, I would be most appreciative. I seem to have mislaid my purse on my travels.
How long ago? And she looks over your outfit.
So he is wearing it's quite a dapper suit, bowler hat, walking cane, if a little threadbare, and has got a couple of minor repairs as well. But yeah. Yeah, I believe it was on the walk up from Kendal. So the most couple of days ago. Unfortunately, I have no way of contacting people to get some money sent to me. So if somebody would be so kind as to spot me, I will endeavour to repay you with services rendered until such time as I can replenish my monetary stocks.
I'm sure I can help you out at the bus fare. You look like an honest chap to me.
Madam, I am sorely indebted to you.
Okay. Anything else? What are you doing for the rest of the evening?
Well, I will
move on to the
say
morning.
to everyone else, if I'm not up by 8:30, don't wake me. I'll just get a taxi and catch up with you all later.
Okay, very good. Okay.
I'll be bumming drinks for a while, then I shall head to the stables to bed down for the night.
Very good. Anyone else? Everyone goes to bed.
I've got one little thing. I think I'm right in this time-wise. Is there a telephone in reception?
Yes, there is.
Right. A public telephone.
Yes. Well, the hotel, not like you have a public telephone nowadays, but there's a telephone which they'll let you use.
Okay.
They'll then add the cost of a call to your bill.
Okay. So I actually don't want to make a call. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and speak to the operator, because isn't it all the sort of
Yeah,
telephone plugging wires in and stuff like that?
Yep.
So
Switchboard operators. Yeah.
sorry, that's the symbol for plugging wires in. And I shall phone the operator, and I wonder if you could help me. An old friend of mine. I can't remember her exact address. Her name is Victoria Waring, and she lives in Manistee. The number might be registered under her husband, Jack Waring. You couldn't by any chance tell me the address, could you?
No, she says I haven't got a Jack or Victoria Waring in Mainstay.
Okay. And this time, most well-to-do houses have phones, but not everywhere at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh well. I'll have to try another source.
My apologies. Yes.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
your help.
Okay.
One last
Yours.
thing I'd like to do before my character heads off to bed is I would also like to use the phone, and I'm
Right.
actually going to use one of my occupational benefits. I would like to use my credit rating pool to call on a personal connection in any field of endeavor.
Okay.
An old school friend of mine who dabbled in the photography field, you see. I'd like to ask him if he perhaps knows of this Johnston or Johnson or a Johnston or Johnson who does that sort of work out in this area. Perhaps I could dig something up in that regard, you see.
Okay. Yeah. He responds. Oh. Illy. Damn surprised to hear from you.
Yes, it's been quite some time, old bean. Tell me, I seem to have found myself in... Oh, what is the name of this bloody place again? Keswick. Yes, I
God,
seem
sounds
to have
awful.
found myself... Yes, I know. Terribly tragic. At least they have a bar there. I have come across quite the interesting photograph that seems to have been taken by either like a Johnston or Johnson. It's tough to say with the signature. Do you happen to know of any colleagues of yours, or perhaps have heard of a fellow by that name who works in this area?
No, not without taking a look at register or something like that. No one famous. Keswick.
Yeah.
Where on earth is Keswick?
It's in the Water District, old boy.
Water District. Oh no. No, not aware of any photographers from around there. Everyone who matters is in London these days.
That makes sense, old bean. Well, it seems that someone here might be playing a bit of an old trick on me.
Oh, sounds curious.
It is indeed. See, I am looking at this photograph of, frankly, a quite quaint home, and seems to be local. And there's a photo of a very young me, or at least a child who looks like a very young me, that seems to have the same first name as me, but is not of the noble house Exeter, which is
Well, that sounds strange.
terribly curious. Yes.
Are you suggesting it's been faked in some way?
Yes.
I must say
it
that
seems
trickery
to
is
have been.
possible these days, but I can confidently say that I'm not aware of anyone of the name Johnston or Johnson who could carry out such trickery.
Well, thanks for your help anyway, Old Bean. Terribly sorry to trouble you so late.
My pleasure.
And then I'll
Then, okay.
hang up and all the
So
usual.
yeah, so
goodbye
he's basically
pleasantries.
in your conversation. You're able to establish. He can't really establish. Name Johnson's quite common.
Yeah.
But more significantly, what he can establish is that he's that he doesn't know anyone of that name who is in the forgery and forging photographs business that would be able to do something this complex.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
I missed a quite important detail actually. It just occurs to you, Helen, the signature was over the date. The picture was taken in 1905.
1905. So 30 years ago.
That's what it says.
Okay. How old are our characters?
Between 30 and 35.
Okay.
So that doesn't. Are you saying it doesn't fit?
It does fit.
No, would we be babies in it?
It's 30
I'm pretty
years.
certain it's 95. It might be. It fits.
Yeah, it fits. It would fit.
Timeline.
1910 would probably be better. 1915, something like that. If it was going to fit with us being children during that time.
Well, my character doesn't have an age on it. I've made one up, but
Yeah.
We've been told that it fits. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Whatever the date is.
I see what you mean. Yeah, the picture of the children, perhaps the children are a little bit too old. I think is more the point. How many photographs just provided in the scenario? I think the youngest. Yeah.
We know that the timeline, like if we were to be those children in those photos, it would match up.
Yeah,
that's right. Yes,
okay.
I'm afraid it would.
Yes. I've put the picture, unless anybody wanted it, I put the photograph back in the frame, and I'll even hang it back up on the wall, though she does it deliberately askew, and just
Poor
to
Nigel.
see if anybody actually
Nigel is
corrects
completely
it.
ignoring you. He's engrossed in his book. He's reading Murder on the Orient Express, which is a new bestseller.
Just mainstream tripe. And she decides to go on a little adventure along the halls of this hotel, searching just for nobody's personal rooms or anything, just the hallways and things like that, and any sort of supply closets and things like that. She wants to go looking for any other pictures on the walls that have a strangeness to them, like this one had.
Well, the picture wouldn't be strange, but for the people who are in
the joke she believes that is happening.
Fine, fair enough. As you take a look through, you look at all this different pictures. There are plenty of pictures on the walls, in the dining room, in the bar, the corridors, in reception, in the quiet room, number of reception rooms downstairs. There's plenty of pictures. Some of them quite substantial, but nothing else that has this sort of strangeness about it, just got coincidence about it. Nothing's got anyone that appears to be you at any age, or anywhere that you recognised.
In that case, she'll probably go to her room, and she's writing she'll write a letter to Julie, just saying about this strange occurrence that is happening, and then go to bed.
Okay. Everyone goes to bed, and they sleep. You go to sleep listening to the rain outside. It's relentless, as you do. Excuse me. And you dream. Jonesy. Sorry, I keep calling you James. It should be Jonesy. You dream. You dream that you're walking across a moor. Strangely vivid. It's almost like you're lucid dreaming. You have conscious control over yourself as you're walking across this moor. Your boots are sturdy and the ground is rocky. You're walking toward a stone circle. There are people in the stone circle, dancing. You've got a shovel over your shoulder. You know what you've got to do, but you can't quite picture it in your mind. How do you feel about that?
Curious. Stunning landscape. Makes me proud to be British, don't you know? Stone circles and all that. I wonder what I'm supposed to be digging up. Or am I burying something? We shall see. It'll all pan out in the wash.
Rosa, you dream as well. You're standing in the middle of a stone circle. Others are dancing around you. They're dancing with a bizarre, strange ritualistic movement, whirling as they hold their arms horizontally out beside them. You look down. There's a strange man lying prostrate beside an open grave. In your hand, there's an ancient curved knife. You know what you have to do. What do you do?
I feel shocked as I see myself step forward and slice his throat open.
Bruce, you're lying down. There's a familiar comforting smell around you. You can't place it. Then you realise that it's soil. You feel enclosed, safe and warm. When you open your eyes, you see only soil. When you open your mouth, soil rushes in, but you can still breathe. You're not scared. You sink deeper and deeper, feeling safer and safer. What do you do?
I let myself fall into the warm embrace of the earth, relaxing and floating into the soil.
Hillary and Hillary and Helen. You're dancing. You're in a stone circle. Your movement is strange. You hold your arms to the side, leaping and whirling. Yet you execute steps without thinking, your body moving instinctively, as though you've known this dance all of your life. In the middle of the circle, there's a figure holding a shining knife above a human sacrifice. As the figure brings the knife down, you wake up.
I would like to use occult to identify the ritual that I just participated / bore witness to.
Made you sweat. The oddest thing is the other dancer in here. You recognise that woman from the bar just earlier, with the business with the photograph.
Curious and curious.
Yes. You sure she was in it? And similarly, Helen, you recognise the other dancer as well. As you think about it, you think about the primitive, some of the rituals carried out by more primitive clans and tribes in other parts of the world that you've read about in your studies of the occult, and it does bear a resemblance to a human sacrifice, obviously, but the way it's carried out, it's almost like a symbol of rebirth.
I chuckle a bit at the fact that old Jackie boy wouldn't be too pleased about that one.
Very good. And so everyone sleeps the rest of the night.
If I've woken up from the dream,
Yep.
I want to like immediately. She's going to forego trying to go back to sleep and instead take out her sketchbook and furiously sketch all the pieces that she can remember from it. The person dancing, like just in rough, very sketchy motions.
Okay.
The stone circle specifically, like to Yeah, and that kind of like more like a landscapey, but adding into that surrealist, adding in a lot of surreal shit into it, so it's perhaps not immediately identifiable, but it
Okay.
is to her.
Right. So you stay up all night making a piece of surreal art. You spend the point of art, then you can have a something for your customers.
And
Yeah,
here
if
you
you
thought
spend
you weren't going to get any
if you spend the
inspiration
point on it,
here.
then you've got something really good, a really nice piece of surreal art that
I will do that then.
worth to a collector.
So how do I spend an art supply? Because or is it just art the skill under
Just art the
abilities?
skill under abilities, yes.
Okay, so if I click on that and spend one, yeah, like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you
I
have
do that.
Did you have 4 points? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot. You're a really good artist, right? Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. So you spend the night. So when you get up in the morning, Helen is looking a little bit like she hasn't slept very well, and the rest of you have all had your strange
Charcoal in my
dreams.
face.
And she comes down looking somewhat mussed up.
I'm up bright and early
Mhm.
and at breakfast because I have the full grapefruit, followed by full English, followed by
Okay.
toast,
Right.
4 cups of tea,
Okay.
and while I'm having my breakfast, and I don't know if anyone else has joined me, but while I'm having breakfast, I'm pondering my dream, yeah, and I'm thinking in particular about that. You said it was a strange curved knife.
Yes.
Can I identify anything of it, or remember anything, any particular details of it, or anything like that?
You can get a pretty. It's very, like I said, these were all very much lucid dreams, very clear to you. Everyone has a pretty clear memory of the dream. You haven't forgotten this one in the morning. So yes, you can actually get a point of you can get a picture of it in your mind. Have you got any skill you want to try and use?
Would it need a skill expenditure to remember that?
Not expenditure, just to bear it in mind. Bear it in mind to me.
So I've got archaeology, I've got history,
Archaeology is good. Okay,
I've got
you trust your
oral
mind.
history as well.
Casting your mind back to the dream, you picture the knife, trying to think rationally about its design. Yet the technical proficiency of its construction does seem impossible, considering its apparent age. The style certainly resembles nothing that you've seen. It's definitely not modern. Is anybody else appearing for breakfast early, or breakfast at all?
I would have been up way before everybody else, doing some general jobs like collecting the eggs from the chickens, chopping some wood for the fires, that sort of thing, earning my keep so I can have a bowl of porridge and some bacon bits in the kitchen with the staff.
Very good. Okay. Anybody?
I won't be there early. I'll certainly be there for breakfast, but I am on
Okay.
a break. I have no intention of
That's
keeping
true.
normal office hours.
What about Hillary?
All
I get a full half hour after everyone has already left.
Okay.
Because I was up late drinking.
So does that mean Dr. Michael joins me for breakfast?
Yeah, I think it sounds like it.
At
And
some
Helen?
point,
Are you actually joining me, or are you sitting at a separate table, or?
probably a separate table. I'll have a newspaper to read and ponder my dreams.
Okay.
I'll give you a nod though on the way past. Good morning.
There's one weird thing in the breakfast room. There's radio. Not that uncommon to have the radio playing. The way sort of nearest thing really. Having radio. It's good. The hotel's got one. It's just that it's tuned to static. You're both finding it really irritating.
Well, now I'm really glad that I'm not awake right now. This would be killer in my hangover.
Just static coming from the radio.
Is there a waiter or anything? A waitress?
Yeah. That's
Chris, can you turn the volume down one notch?
Really loud.
Hey, turn it down. Where's the volume gone? Like that.
Probably want to halve it. Oh, it's better.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I shall call the waitress over and is the radio broken?
She looks up and looks positive. Says, "No, it's the news."
No, it isn't.
She looks at you slightly confused and walks on.
Michael, I shall call across the room rather loudly.
Yes.
Can you hear the news?
Oh,
Michael?
damnable
Just here.
static coming from that radio, but I didn't want to say anything.
Well, I always speak up. It's very strange. Yes, the sort of. Is that what you call it? Is that fuzzy noise? Is static? Is that the right word?
I believe so.
Oh, hold on, I'll see if I can improve the tuning a bit, says a guy who's behind the bar, who isn't Nigel at the moment, it's somebody else. Bam. And he rushes across and, that's better. It was a little bit fuzzy. He fiddled with the dial just a little bit, but just when he's finished, he seems satisfied. He said, "Oh, cricket score's coming up." And then gets back about his business. But still, all you can hear is static.
Damnably weird, Pictures.
I'm not
pictures
going
and-
mad, am I?
Well, this is just.
Yes, says somebody who sat at the next table. Perfectly clear, honestly. You need to get your ears checked.
Are these all locals or guests?
Guess. Well, there's probably a couple of locals, but there's not many people in here at the moment.
Well, I'm contemplating this being just like a giant joke, right? That the locals are playing on us. So if it was like locals in for breakfast and they were all in on the sort of the jolly good jape, then all fair enough. But this is insanity.
Helen will come down and finally join the breakfast crew. So hair's just tousled and she's got charcoal that she's trying to furiously wipe off.
Right.
Definitely doesn't look like she slept well as she comes in. What do you want for breakfast?
I'll just whatever the first thing on the menu is. She doesn't even really look properly. It's all like just
Okay.
toast, eggs and toast, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Um,
And again,
Lunch.
when you sit down, you just hear this static noise coming from the radio.
I think I'll sit with Rosa. I'll sort of. Do you mind?
No, certainly. I recommend the full English. It's really quite good.
Oh, I just ordered whatever the first thing was. Can't even remember what it is now.
Porridge arrives.
Strangest dream last night. And what was that?
Porridge arrives.
Oh,
of course.
porridge.
Could you halve the volume again? It's actually still quite loud.
Okay. I need to.
I mean, if it's deliberately irritating when it's working, right?
No. I'll be. Yeah.
That's much better.
I will try and keep
Yeah,
it
yeah.
appropriate. It is
Um,
slightly. Actually, no. I mean, think about this. It is supposed to be slightly deliberately annoying. Yes.
Okay,
It
alright.
was just to the point where it's not making people's voices clear, but it's fine.
There you go. Okay.
Social.
I
a strange dream.
sort of. Yes, it was a there was a hill. I think it was a hill, and then these rather strange people japing all over the place. What is that noise?
The radio. Everyone else can hear the news, but
Apparently cricket score.
I'm sorry, I can't bear this any longer, and I'll get up and go and turn the radio off, much to the annoyance of any other guests. But
Yeah, several people say, "I've listened to that."
I look slightly shocked. I mean,
Okay.
It's, I'll wait for Rosa to come back, and then as she sits down, I go, "Do you think that this is some kind of, country local game that they play with the city folk?"
well, unless I'm very much mistaken, That Scottish gentleman over there is not English.
That's-
Gonna start bar fight at breakfast.
yeah.
He's not a local. He's not a local.
That Scottish gentleman is not English.
English.
Well, maybe all country people are all the same, you know. I sort of eat my porridge dejectedly.
There's nothing wrong with country people, I'll have you know. I live in Stroud in Gloucestershire, and
Oh well.
don't look at me with disappointment.
I didn't.
So this is what it looks like from the outside.
Chris,
Sorry, tell me more about your drink.
when the radio was turned off, did the static stop?
It does stop, yes. I don't
Can
want
you
to
stop it?
Yeah, can you stop?
It's really irritating, Bruce.
That stops it?
Something else has started. Some music started.
Oh, that's all right, the music can stay on.
That needs to go.
Really loud.
That's really loud, Chris. I mean, I know I've got a character who shouts a lot, but you don't really want me shouting.
It's okay, no,
Strange, the radio's off, but there's music playing.
I decided at this point was the point to put the background on.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
No, that's good.
Sorry. Tell me more about this dream.
I was. Oh God, I'm so tired. Sorry. I was dancing. It was the weirdest thing, and out in the middle of in the night time there was You know, I think I saw one of the gentlemen that was here yesterday, with the one that identified himself in the picture as well. Where is he? I look around to see if I can find Hillary.
Oh, the
Hillary's not there.
There is absent.
Yeah,
the toff Hillary.
what was his name? Yeah. Strange. We were dancing, and there was.
He's going to be late if we're going soon to catch the bus.
Perhaps you could ask the gentleman behind the bar what his room number is, and.
No. That would not be right for a lady to ask for a gentleman's room number.
Well, that's very, very true. But yes, I saw strange goings on. There was somebody holding a knife. There was
Were
somebody
you
lying
dancing
down
in
on
a
the floor.
circle round the person with the knife?
Stones. Giant stones out of the ground, a circle of stones.
Right.
I drew it. I spent all night just absolutely inspired to paint it, to sketch it. Sorry.
Can I see your sketch?
As she kind of assesses you.
Dr. Laws is furiously
All right.
filling in the crossword and trying to ignore this conversation on the other table.
She goes, "All right, I'll be back, but
Don't you have your sketchbook with you?
well, not my large one. I have my pocket one here, but I needed to capture the scene. I'll be back. 2 seconds." And she runs up to her room, coming back down with her A4 sketch pad, and sort of flips past a bunch of pictures. The pictures that she's flipping past are like bonkers crazy. There's like birds with too many wings sticking out at odd angles, very planar, and then there's other inanimate objects that have been warped and twisted geometrically. Colors are all off on things that are colored. Some things are like just in pale grey tones, and then the odd thing is like bright red stripped across it.
I don't mean to be rude, but are you in?
It's not deliberate then.
Are you training to be an artist? Because I think you need to understand a bit more about colouring and how to draw correctly.
Sounds to me like you don't have an artist's eye. Anyway, look, and she over to the last page, which has, and it's like the very surreal version of. There is a rough circle. The stones are like vastly disproportionate to what the dream portrayed. All the figures in it are smudged in motion
I was
with
about to say,
charcoal.
do I recognise myself as the figure with the knife in the middle?
Intrinsically, you can see that the picture is entirely representative of the dream that you had last night.
Right. I'm going to lose a point of stability, I think, at this stage, because this is a bit too much. Is that would it be stability or sanity?
Stability.
And I just put a.
I've been noticing there's not been many points of stability going here, but
Well, we're getting used to the fact you have to spend it yourself. But I was just thinking.
Yeah.
So right. So I put a plus. Well, I think up until now it was all just some weird coincidence or a game.
Yeah.
But this now to
it's
me is the
weird.
tipping point. Though
Yeah.
I was thinking
This
about
is
it with the
very
radio as
surreal.
well. But sorry. So I put a point of stability, then I roll the dice, and it doesn't matter the spend or the result. Or is the fact that I got a 3?
it does. Are you spending any points?
I spent 1 point.
Okay, then you rolled a 3, so in total, or hold on, let me just check. So
Have I done it wrong?
right,
Sorry.
2+1. No, you haven't done it wrong. You've done it absolutely right. So your stability, you failed the stability check, and you spent 1 point. So if you go to your character, you should mark off an additional point, in addition to the one that you spent. So you should be down 2 points.
Okay. So how do I mark down another one?
I've done it for you.
Okay. Oh, you can do it on the checker. Oh, hang
Yeah,
on a sec.
just click it down.
Oh, I was doing it on the plus minus thing, not on the.
You can do it there as well. You can do it there
okay.
as well. It's quite flexible.
So actually, should I have not bothered spending one then and just rolled?
I probably wouldn't have. For a 1 point check, no, I wouldn't usually bother. But
Okay.
but so
I think the combination of that and the radio has freaked me out a little.
little quick rules thing for you. To cut in at this point, just something I didn't say about stability checks earlier. Whilst the stability check normally is just to avoid a further loss of stability, there are also situations where stability checks might be used to prevent me from compelling you to do things. For example, standing your ground and doing something useful whilst something's bearing down on you or something like that. If you fail a stability check when something jumps out at you, then you won't do what it was you were trying to do as well. So sometimes you'll be using stability checks to avoid, characters panicking and things like that. So just mention that now. Okay. Anyway, my apologies. Back to it. So what are you doing? Where are we now? So the three of you are in the.
So I will attempt to whisper to Helen, but I'm not. It's not quite a stage whisper, but I'm sure that at least Michael can hear, and possibly others. I had a very similar dream last night, but I was the person in the middle with the knife. It was horrible.
Looks around. Maybe not say that too loud, but
it was horrible.
And there was people dancing.
And I cut a man's throat and sacrificed him in the dream.
I'm looking to see who's overhearing that part.
Yes, there's a couple sat next to you at the next table. They get up and with the other side of the room.
I kind of give that nervous laugh. Something's not quite right here, is it? It's not just me, is it? Where was... So... Well, we've all said that we're going to go to this place. Perhaps it will, perhaps it will have some answers in this, monesty place. Monesty. It's rather unusual, though.
Are you capable of drawing? Sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Are you capable of? Are you able of drawing a face so it looks like a face?
Yes, but why would anybody wish to do that?
Because we can't really take the picture that's on the wall with us.
Oh, well, I have my camera. I've already taken a snapshot of it, but
we haven't got time to get it developed. I want to
No.
go. We need to think. You
want me to briefly sketch the picture of
the parents.
photograph.
The parents.
All right, but make sure that nobody thinks I'm too strange. Use your big voice or whatever. She goes off. using her small sketch pads to try and get a very quick, rough, normal sketch of the parents' profile from the shoulders up.
I can see what you're trying to do. Yeah, I get it. Okay. So, are you moving on now? Somebody turned the radio back on. It's just static. They start laughing at something.
All right. Well, I've had enough of my
Well, that's
breakfast.
that's weird.
I'm going to be at the bus stop 20 minutes early.
Okay, you're up at the bus. You bit by bit. So you head down to the bus stop 20 minutes early. Hillary, you're at the bus stop half an hour late, or you're not at the bus stop in actual fact, probably.
I'll call a taxi, old boy.
Okay, you get the reception to your taxi, but you'll be down there a bit later. Helen, when are you going down?
I'll probably as soon as I've done the sketch, and I'm absorbed in it a little bit. I think the radio coming back on and it being static and everybody laughing again has kind of.
There's one guy. He's sitting next to the radio, and the static sound is just going continuously, and he just bursts out guffawing and laughing.
She gets that kind of chill of fear, but also a little bit excited at the idea that something's rather strange happening, and she's really eager to find out more about it and kind of delve into it. So she's not really looking where she's going. She's contemplating this sketch as she walks off towards the bus stop, and probably meets up with Rosa, and if Dr. Michael has gone, then probably him as well.
As you're walking down the street towards the bus stop, a door pops open on the way, and a couple step out of it. And you barely notice it, except the woman goes, "Oh my God, Victoria!" to you. And then
me.
Sorry, was that to Helen? Yeah.
And then you look up, and she goes, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. I thought you were somebody else. I do apologise."
Was Victoria the name on the picture? Victoria Waring, wasn't it? Excuse me. Wait a moment. And
sorry. I do apologise. I saw the
No, it's fine.
I thought
you called me Victoria. I don't suppose last name is Waring, is it?
That's right, Victoria Waring. Yes.
And you thought I looked like?
She married Jack, didn't she? Yes, that's right. You know her. Well, maybe you do.
You know, I saw her. Yes, I do know her. Yeah, of course I do. A distant cousin. I was just coming to see her. But I've lost her address. I just vaguely knew the area. I don't suppose you know where she lives, do you?
Oh, I haven't seen her for years. She's in Mainstay.
Right. Well, that's a
small enough village. Someone will know where it is. Where they
live.
I
imagine so. But she still stays there. I haven't been in contact with her for a while, so.
Like I said, I used to know her. I haven't seen her for a long time.
Thanks very much. And she'll run off, like a quick trot towards the bus stop and tell Rosa and Michael as soon as she gets there.
Okay. So that's Michael, Helen. Well, as everybody, in fact, apart from Hillary, gathers at the bus stop and catches the 9 o'clock down to Mainstay, which isn't that long a run. So
I just to clarify, I have got a massive handbag. Yeah, massive bag. Something that can be used on its own as a weapon. And in it, I have a thermos flask and sandwiches prepared for the day, as well as other things.
I dare say, did you just smack an elder god with a handbag?
One can only hope.
I will be. Jonsey will arrive. He will also have a knapsack, a canvas and leather knapsack, right, haversack, that is bulging with stuff. We don't know what it is.
Very good.
Bling, clang,
Okay.
clang.
Hey, you arrive in Mainstay. Let's have a look at Mainstay. Other side of Derwent Walker. The bus takes you south along the main road, then turns west up a steep and winding lanes. You get a clear view of the water from up here. The
Can I
village is
chat to the
constructed
bus? Can I chat to the bus driver as we're?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
rolls his eyes, but yes.
You wouldn't have to know if there's a post office in Mainstay, would you?
Yeah. No post office in Mainstay. Too small.
Okay. Pity.
I'll take your post into Keswick.
Okay. Is there a church?
Yeah, there's a church.
Okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to sit down. And I shall say to the others. So I found out last night that the Warings don't have a phone number, or which is not unusual, but was one thing. And I was hoping we might be able to ask the post office if there was one for their address, but there's no post office. So maybe the church, sort of, vicars tend to know everyone. So maybe I thought that the vicar could be a good place to start.
We know that Michael's a doctor. Like, is it obvious, or has he said it?
Have you said it?
I think I mentioned I probably would have mentioned why I was in the pub. Away from my practice for.
Yes, you said
a
that.
week,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
so
did say that.
it's
Yes.
Weekly.
I
You
I
must have heard
don't
it.
know
The
if this is
stethoscope
going to
around
be
my
like
neck
a.
was a bit.
Yeah, I was thinking like doctor bag. You know what I mean? Like one of those big old leather snap things.
I probably have my doctor's bag back in my room, but it's not something I want to carry around on me while I'm on
No,
holiday.
I would
So
think
I've got an
exactly.
umbrella, but.
Yeah.
Um,
Obvious medical applications for that.
Maybe the local surgery or doctors, whoever would be in Mainstay would know of the Warings. Are you from here? I know you said you're not, like, are you local-ish or no?
Me? No. I'm London born and bred.
Oh, good.
I suggest we just find this house and go from there. I
Yeah,
do feel this is
I
all
suppose so.
a red herring, a matter of coincidence, and
Maybe.
maybe
Okay,
a dodgy mild last night.
The bus deposits you in Mainstay. It's looks pretty grim. Blocky stone buildings. They look somehow out of place, hemmed in by the countryside around the place. The corners of the buildings protruding slate or jagged edges, almost as if the village was trying to defend itself. Above Mainstay tower two moors. Cat Bell and Maiden Moor. Both look bleak and deserted.
What was the first moor called?
Cat Bells.
Cat Bells.
Cat Bells and Maiden Moor, yeah. Because there's sort of hills.
Yep.
Nearby.
Two moors.
Maiden Moor. Where do we start then? Do we look for this house that was?
So there's right, looking at the village high street. It's not particularly big. There is a church there, and it's quite a small local sort of parish. There's an inn called the Leewood Inn, and those are two probable points of interest at the moment.
Well, I mean, we could do this quickly and show this photograph to some locals to determine where the house is, or we can just have a wander.
I'm going to go for the wander around this quaint little village.
Charming it is.
Keep an eye out as well. If I spot anything or speak about anything to anybody, I'm sure I will find you all later. Toodaloo.
I'm going to go and find the vicar. I'm going to go and try and find the vicar.
Okay, you head on up to the church.
Is anyone coming with me?
I'm
Well-
gonna head towards the pub because there will be a pub.
Like I said, there is a pub. There is a
Yeah.
Leewood Inn. Yes, it's a pub
Um,
slash inn. So
Yeah. I'll also, as I'm going down though, I'm going to start keep an eye out for any hobo signs.
quite a small village. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think you see indication that there's a couple of itinerant workers. Yes.
Oh, just if they've been, not if they don't necessarily have to be there. It's just signs that have been left behind, like avoid this house. This house is good if you speak about religion or that sort of thing. Just want to see if I'm looking for signs, not actual people.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Yeah.
Especially
Outside
if
the tavern, you see hobo sign. Some scratchings that mean don't bother. But another house nearby indicates that they're good for some soup or something, and that to the east there's a farm which is always looking for workers.
Excellent. If the inn is open, I shall enter.
Okay, you head into the Leewood Inn. There's a rather stern-looking woman behind the bar, and so let me just sorry, I've lost me I'll show it to everybody, even though only Tom's in there at the moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is.
She casts a suspicious glance in your direction. It's deserted in the in the bar. Apart from there's one other guy sat in there. Looks quite ill. He's wearing a suit, and is nursing a cup of tea.
Pull out a little bit of a threadbare coin purse and go. Could I have a half of mild, please?
Bit early, isn't it?
And not
No,
for me, good lady. I have been up since the crack of dawn,
Yeah, that's
walking
true.
these fair hills.
Licensing laws don't exist at this point, so yeah, they should pull you half a mile.
Yep. And actually, I'll pay for the tuppence or whatever it is for half miles.
Okay.
What fun you must have in this fabulous town, this quaint village that you have here. My friends, the Warings, were talking about it with some fond memories. Now, what did they say where they lived? Just outside the town. Am I right in that? They said they had a small holding just outside of the town. I don't remember where they actually said they were.
Let me just double check something. Sorry. No. Mary Waring, she says.
That was her name. Yes, she was married to dear old Jack.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Vaguely satisfied.
I suppose you know where they were.
Can I just
Could've
quickly
sworn- Yeah.
establish where everybody else is at the moment?
I went to the church.
You're at the church.
Yeah, I'll follow Razor up into the church. I mean, I'm not
Okay.
particularly bothered. I'm more sort of out for a stroll type.
All right.
Rather than particularly concerned at this point.
I'll also be with Rosa.
Okay. You going up to the church. Okay, back to Jonesy.
I don't suppose you could supply me with their address, could you? I must have been getting them mixed up with some other people I know.
And what's your business with them?
Just a general catch-up. I haven't seen old Jack for a number of years.
Well, no one has. He disappeared.
Excuse me?
He's gone missing.
When did this happen?
Years ago. And just to clarify, I'm sorry, but you're going to get the same information from two sources here. So
Yeah.
the vicar will be able to reveal the same thing because it's fairly well known within the village. Yes.
Yeah. Oh no! What happened to the dear boy? Did he just up and walk off one day? And whatever happened to Mary?
The wife was called Victoria.
The innkeeper
No, it's a-
referred to Mary
So-
wearing.
That's what I
Cut
thought so,
to
yeah.
cuts to the
Yeah.
vicar, and the
Yeah.
vicar goes, "Oh, it was such a tragedy. Honestly, it was back in '05. Out of the blue, it really was. Jackie and Victoria was such a bright couple, lovely family, lovely young family. And then he crosses over and said, she died. She passed away, tragically young.
Victoria died?
Yeah. You've got to assess honesty, haven't you?
Yes.
He's holding back.
Okay, hang on a sec.
What did she die of, may I ask?
She definitely she passed away, a long sickness. And he's definitely lying when he says that. He's looking shifty.
Chris, can you turn that down a sec? Sorry, it's
There are
more than
user
background.
volume
Pardon me.
controls,
It's actually
I
quite
found.
You've got your own volume controls.
Can I?
Yes.
Oh, can I? Oh, I do.
Yeah,
yes.
little music
Read
icon. You
some
can turn it down.
playlists, music.
Yeah, it's that little section there. I thought it was quite thematically appropriate.
Oh no
but-
no no
but-
no! I just have. I'm a muppet, and I hadn't realised because just I'm recording as well, so everything's
sure.
quite loud. So that's yeah. So I've reduced that down.
Okay.
Apologies.
Okay.
Sorry. So
So right.
she died. Sorry. You were saying you were answering.
He said that he then Michael pushed for the details of her death, and he said that she passed away after a long sickness. But you good at assessing honesty and dealing with customers and things like that. You recognise the signs when somebody's hesitating a little bit and looking away from you that they're not quite telling the truth.
Now, come. It does not befit a man of the cloth to be less than honest. I really think you should answer.
Honestly, he says
doc-
something's
the
best
doctor's
left
question.
alone.
I'm using a point of intimidation.
Intimidation. Okay, actually,
I
yeah,
have-
okay.
I was trying to be.
I'm always tempted to turn to Rose and say, steady on, girl.
Okay, you spend the point of intimidation, so like, you're intimidating, and he goes, he sort of is backed up a little bit, and he sort of turns away from you and towards Michael and says, honestly, she's gonna be so rude about it. We'd not like to talk about this sort of thing, but she was found that she hung herself. She committed suicide.
Well, I'm very sorry that we've intruded upon that. I think it was
Yeah,
a little bit unnecessary to push so
And-
hard.
I was back in. Back in '05.
And I do apologise for my brusqueness then.
Tom, down
Actually,
in the sorry, I tried to call me up. Jonesy, down in the Leeward Inn, you're getting the same story coming out in bits and pats and dribs and drabs.
I should say to the vicar, as a suicide victim, does that mean she's not buried in the churchyard? Out of character, is that a Catholic thing?
Oh,
That
yeah, I think that's a Roman Catholic issue.
Is that Roman
I think
Catholic?
it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's buried in the churchyard. Yes.
Okay. And what happened to Jack?
Well, Jack lived in the village. He remarried after some years.
And you said that they were
But-
had a family, children.
That's right. Yes, Victoria and Jack. They had 6 children.
Where did the children go? With Jack?
After Jack went to pieces and couldn't look after them, so I understand they're put up for adoption. Family, friends were contacted, favours were pulled in, and so they Yeah. God willing, they'll never know.
It's just a out of character question. Would the inn have a phone?
Yes.
Phone home.
Yeah.
Give your parents a run.
The inn would have a phone, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, you said that Jack disappeared.
That's
that-
right. So Jack, yeah. Yes.
After he
so
remarried.
5.
Jack remarried only a few years ago, but yeah, he vanished.
Sorry, so
I
he,
thought he disappeared back in 05. That was
No.
was the.
No. Victoria committed suicide back in 05. Then, after some going backwards and forwards, Jack remarried 20 years later or something. And then just 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, he says, yeah, strange enough, Jack vanished. I don't know what happened. But yeah, he married Mary. They seemed happy enough. They had twins. Hillary, you turned up. Your taxi pulls up imperiously outside the Leewood Inn.
I scan my surroundings, and as soon as I see the pub, I make my way towards it.
Okay, inside you find Jonsey amusing the rather stern-looking lady standing behind the bar with stories and generally trying to be charming. He's just about managing to keep himself in there. And as I say, there's another guy in there.
Gin and tonic, please.
Up and my... Do you people... Honestly, gin and tonic. Hold on, no, wait a second. Your banner and your bearing and your dress is immediately deferent to you and immediately serves you very promptly.
Thank you.
I hate to say it because I'm having great fun, but that's 10 o'clock.
Hold on.
Okay.
Just quickly, what are the three of you from the church doing now?
I was just
I
going
was
to
gonna
ask
go
about
back.
where Mary and the twins were, but
Go ahead.
They live in number 7 down the way.
Yeah. go on, Bish.
Should we go back to the inn? I need to make a phone call.
You don't
I
really
wish-
believe all this poppycock on
I
the
don't
phone.
know what to believe. This is insane.
I just want to do one thing on the way. Where is Victoria's grave?
He leads you outside and shows you.
Are there any other Waring graves?
Yeah. Older though,
Yeah, okay.
significantly. Right. The three of you going to the tavern?
Yeah, you would have had the phone, so yes. Yeah, I'll follow you.
Okay. Michael?
I'm completely bemused by this. There's no rational
Okay.
Yeah, there must be a rational explanation for this, but I will follow along, but somewhat in a bemused state.
Okay, so everybody walks into the tavern. There's 4 of you and this stranger until Michael, you walk in. It's your older brother Jeffrey.
Ah, that's good.
That's-
Let's leave it.
Yeah.
Sat on the bar stool. Okay, and we'll stop there.
That's almost worth a stability roll.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
definitely is.
so.
It definitely is. This is the sort of thing. These are the sorts of moments you should be. But yeah,
So how do you do a stability roll? So just so that I
You just
can.
press the roll, so I've just rolled a 1, and then I'll lose
Okay.
my 1 point of stability.
some of these things are worth more than 1 stability point.
I've got no basis to understand what.
Yeah,
this
okay,
point-
right.
Actually, how do I
Um,
lose a stability point?
let's not get too bent out of shape over the details of the system. We'll maybe at the beginning of
Okay.
next time do a quick review of stability and the details. I'll tell you what this scenario suggests. Some of the stability losses should have been for some of the things that have happened. But also, you're quite right. Your characters are in various stages of denial at the moment. So
That shook me out.
No, I'm throwing myself headfirst into the crazy. This
yeah.
is-
Okay.
That fits with your character.
Have you stopped recording?
very
Andy?
much does.
Yeah, should we stop recording? Yeah. Thanks everyone watching. There'll be another episode of this enjoyable game at some
Well, no.
point. Bye for now, though.
Bye.